Date pickers suck. We all hate date pickers, and as we were talking about them, we realized that, well, with the three of us, maybe we could actually make a good one. So we challenged each other to see who could make the best new date picker. So we put each of our date pickers to the test with real users, where they rated them on each of 1, design, 2, ease of use, 3, how magic it is to use. We even tracked how fast they were to get the end result.
Abbreviations, relative dates, ranges, and holiday names are okay. Tab to autocomplete. Oh, okay. So Easter next year.
Oh, guys, who wants to go first?
All right, I can go first. I think mine's the best. So I focused on speed of input and natural language input because, quite honestly, the best date picker is no date picker at all. So what you can do with mine is, obviously, you could just click and go what you want. And
so you said the best date picker is no date picker at all, and then you made a massive date picker.
It's pretty big.
It is big, and it's responsive. It can be as big or as small as you want. However, listen to me here. Of course, you can click on the range that you want. And of course, you have these little arrows where you can select the different days that you have. There's nice little micro interactions and animations. But quite honestly, the best date picker is no date picker at all. Sometimes I just want to type in natural language, right? I just want to say the next 2 weeks, boom, and it will automatically select that. However, even more killer is that it will be constantly scanning the page for possible detected ranges or events or holidays, and it will automatically select them. Look at the little twinkle star on there.
Why is it there, dude? I mean,
because it's intelligent.
Dude, it's reading my mind. Can it read what's on the page?
Absolutely beautiful. It handles holidays, handles absolutely everything you want, ranges, single days, the best date picker I've ever seen.
Also, in the real world, that's awesome because you can think about the context, right? Like, let's say you're editing a document or you're emailing somebody. There are dates in there, so it would make sense that it would pull from the page. But in this challenge, that's going to make it like super easy for our user testers. So,
it's going to be easy for the testers.
Cheating.
Of course, it's going to be easy. It's not cheating at all.
When I first saw that, I thought, this is cheating. That's what I thought.
Randy, please put the screenshot of the Slack on there where CJ says, can we use different libraries? I says, there is no rules. There's nothing illegal.
Yeah,
and
no, it's fine. I just wish I would have thought of it. That's all.
Yes, it's a great idea.
That definitely has to be a bug because I'm clicking on March. And it messed up this whole thing. Oh, no. I don't like this.
Great job, Wes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I can go. I think mine's the best. I think mine is the best because it is fast, it's small, and it only uses natural language. One thing I've really wrestled with was the idea of using 2 inputs for ranges. When I realized that you could only, you could represent anything with, if we were saying March 14th, you could represent it with a hyphen, you could reference it with a 2, you could reference it with an until, and any way that people are going to try to express that, it's always going to work. And another thing I decided to have here was this kind of ghost completion text that shows you what the end result is. So a hard thing for me was trying to figure out how to have the actual range represented here, including how long it is, 6 days, without that getting in the way of the interface. Another thing I added that I think is really neat is cursor-style tab completion. So if I start typing March, I can hit tab 14. So there's a number of little quality of life things I did in this that I don't know if any of you guys thought of. For instance, if you spell February incorrectly, it still gets it. So I have a ton of common misspellings of
that's a
holidays,
good call.
words, shortenings. So Christmas can be Xmas, M14 works, MAR 14 works, March 14 works, March 14th works. So it really does anything that you could possibly want.
Okay, New Year's Day 2027. Jan 1, 2027. Is this as smart? Oh, whoa, okay. I kind of like this.
Personally, when I write my date down on things like at the doctor's office or signing things, I feel like I do it differently every single time. Whether
I
that
always
is like
just write it out in English because I'm just like, I'm day, month, year, what, I don't know, ever remember what it is.
So I was just thinking, like, what could I possibly do to make this like handle any possible way that somebody would write this down? It does math too, like today plus 9 days, today next week gives you the whole week range, that type of thing. It can really handle so many things. Imagine, Wes, you could come into it and just say, oh, I want the last 30. Ooh, I want the last 60.
Mine does that too.
I want the last 100, 1,000. You got
Mine
it.
does that. Everyone's does that. That's table stakes.
You can type last 100 in yours.
Yeah.
All right, CJ.
All right, I'll go. And I do think mine is the best because it's all about natural language. And it's typo tolerant. It supports holidays. It supports ranges. So I built my own little challenge site here. So for example, 3 weeks from today could be 3 weeks from today.
Nice.
And it grabs it. And I kind of struggled with how do I tell the user what they're selecting? So I have like a suggestions list here. And if you select it, then it pops up a calendar. And so that will then allow them, if they want to select a range or something like that, they can do that.
Ooh.
But
Yeah, what's up?
Sorry,
that border
radius.
big dog? Yeah.
listen, I'm not going to win the design award, but I do think that my text detection and prediction is like really good. I also have ghost text, so you can tab to complete, and also supports to like holiday to holiday or like
good.
ranges to ranges.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, and so that's the other thing is, so let's say Independence Day 2025 to Independence Day 2027, and then we select it.
Independence Day.
It's July 4th in the US. But if you have a range across multiple months or multiple years, it does pop up as the side-by-side calendar, and the border radiuses look a little bit better there. I didn't focus too much on design. This was all about like the parsing engine, natural language text, and I kind of struggled with like, how do you tell users how to use this thing? Because
Yes, that's a big challenge.
It's just input text, and like literally what you can do is like if you're on the study site, you can literally just copy paste whatever the text is, and it supports that.
No one told me I couldn't do this. Yeah. Whoa! You see that? That was a little funky.
I tried to make it super forgiving. I will say I had a few people try mine. My wife loved mine because she mentioned
My
it's
wife
like
loved mine too. So did
My
my
wife.
my wife. But she mentioned she's so used to like talking to an AI that like at this point this is the kind of interface that people expect. But then I had her friend try it who was non-technical, and she didn't at first she didn't know what to do, and that's actually why I'm hiding the date picker until you select something, because before
Oh, yeah.
I was showing the date picker and like she would type something in and then click the date picker, which would remove the suggestions. And so I was like, oh, like that's going to confuse people. So now the date picker doesn't pop up until something is actually selected.
This feels like too easy. I'm just like copy paste.
I'll also say this, like I really built mine as like a component library that can be customized. So
Cool.
we've got light mode, we've got dark mode, and then everything is a CSS token that can be popped in. So this is like an Airbnb style thing. So like from yesterday till tomorrow. Again, please ignore my
A white boy.
Oh yeah.
But the style, there's tons of CSS variables that can be overridden to customize it to your site style or whatever else.
All right, guys. So now is the moment of truth. We put this in front of 5 people. We got their end results, and I'm going to reveal each category. So for this leaderboard, we have 3 colors: blue, which is hot date, my date picker. We have green, the date range picker, which is Wes's date picker. And then we have orange, the magic date picker, which is CJ's. I think mine wins just based on the name alone.
The name.
Mine's magic.
No, magic sucks. Scott's name is so good. I literally messaged him like, damn it, that's a good name.
I thought of that name too, but I didn't use it. I'll say that.
Should
I have no
Okay.
proof. I have no proof, but I did. Yeah.
The first one we have here is the overall design. The winner of the overall design was the date range picker from Wes with
You
an
put a
average
gradient
score
on anything, and people eat that up.
Yeah.
4.4. CJ, you did mention that you thought you would lose the design, and
I
sadly
did.
you did. Yes.
Yeah, I think again, like if these are non-technical users, they're not designers. They're gonna go with what looks interesting, and Wes has definitely looked the most interesting. So I agree with this.
Next up we have is ease of use. The winner of the ease of use with a shocking
on.
4.8
No
is the
way.
hot date picker.
Yeah, I
4.8.
I don't understand. Yeah, this baffles me because I don't understand how you beat me. I think mine is easy. It's a similar idea, but easier to use because it gives suggestions. I don't know.
I think there were some times, CJ, like in your demo when you showed yours, how when you select the date and needed to change it, it kind of like goofed it a little bit one or two times. I think that might have been the kicker, or also having to select it at all, having to bring the drop down and make somebody to select it. I don't know. Wes, ease of use. I will say in the
Are you kidding
studies,
me? Stupid users.
yours did have issues where when somebody would select the start to the end and then they needed to change one of them, it would then select the start one again, and then they were clicking here and then clicking here and then clicking here.
No, they just don't know how to use it.
Yes.
That's stupid users.
Last up, we have magicalness
users are wrong.
or joy.
Scott, I hate how you blurred this so poorly. Oh, come on.
The winner of this one is also the hot date picker with a 4.2. CJ, yours is 4.0. Again, very similar, very high scores, Wes. One thing I will note about yours in the studies, Wes, is that people did not see the AI buttons.
Really? Oh.
People saw the AI buttons, but only like halfway through. Like maybe they did 3 or 4.
Did anybody click them? Because the whole point was they just clicked the button. Maybe I should have hid everything else.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, next one, overall speed, and this is with the speed outliers. Shorter is better.
What?
Hot date, nearly half of Wes's, and this is with outliers.
Yeah,
and,
I'm gonna have
and
to
I
see
will,
the tapes. I got to see the replays. This is this ain't it. No.
CJ, yours rocked when people realized they could copy and paste, but when they didn't, yours was slower than mine because the tab auto completion or whatever, people were just not having to go and click, right?
Did these go in order? Was mine always first?
The order was randomized, and I will say that order did actually influence the scores sometimes.
If somebody came across yours, Scott, before mine, then when they use mine, they probably are already used to it. Or similar idea, they use mine, they fumble through it, and then when they use yours, they're already used to just, so.
Totally.
Yeah, right.
So at the end result, the composite score, I will say this is totally rigged, and I won.
I didn't lose.
With a massive score of 13. It was close, guys. They were all very well received.
It was close.
So I started off with a web component called Kali, which is really, really nice. But there was a bit of limitations around like custom headers. So I ended up scrapping that, and I was in like the depths of web components. And then I finally switched to using Lit. Way better. Like I was just doing it vanilla, no reactivity at all, just updating values in the DOM, and I was just chasing my tail.
So how big is this bad boy, Wes? We see how big it is on the screen. What are we shipping here?
It's
How
big
big's
on the
that
screen,
package?
a chunk. 5
megabytes.
Oh, wow.
Well, let's say two megabytes because they're only going to load one of those. You're not going to load the map. Yeah, so 2.5 megabytes.
But like, why is it 2.25 megs? I was just like, when CJ told me that, I was like, there's no chance. Like, I bundled Lit in there just so that it would be like usable for on Scott's thing without having to like load in different versions of Lit.
Yeah.
But that's not 2 megs. And I like was looking into it. I was like, what the hell is 2 megs?
Yeah,
and it turns out.
Is it the holiday library or what is it?
I extended the Chrono.js, which does the like detection, and it doesn't handle holidays. So I loaded in like literally every single holiday in the world of all time is being shipped in here, which I shouldn't have done. And I didn't realize I was doing that. I thought I was just bringing in several common holidays that were like Easter. But it's literally every holiday that I could ever imagine.
Oh my God.
So be careful, folks.
I feel like the only big issue I have with it is I think the sheer complexity of the interface.
I think so too.
There's a from, a to, a type range, an auto selector, a date picker. Like, I mean, this is This is a beefy input.
It's a Swiss Army.
Yeah, it is a Swiss Army. Yes. I did have a feature that was like date ambiguity. If it wasn't quite sure, it would pop up with a couple of buttons below. And I ended up pulling that before because I just found it was confusing, like buttons popping in and out. Another thing I struggled with was how do you teach people how to use this? So I wrestled over the placeholder text, which ended up just being type anything, even though that feels like instructions should be somewhere else. I do think that ended up being the right call. And then having these examples down here, that way people could really see that you could just type anything, even 9 days after Christmas until New Year's, like getting really
Let's
crazy.
see that. Put that in.
Okay, 9 days. And I'll do it after. How about this? 9 days after Xmas until Easter. Boom.
Scott discovered 9 days after until Easter. Oh, and you didn't use a library to parse all those out?
Nope. It's all just brute forced, really.
I think that's really cool, and I'm very impressed. But don't you just need to see a calendar sometime? Like, if you're just like simply looking at it and saying, okay, yeah, like if I'm trying to book like an Airbnb or a flight or something like that, I just want to see where the weekends are. And be like, okay, I'm going on Friday and I'm going to come back the following Wednesday. I just need to visually
think about
see
that. You just said that. You would say, I'm leaving the first Friday
but
of
that's
March until April.
But
1.
you don't know that until you
didn't work.
look at a calendar, right? In your case, you would have to go to another calendar, figure out what those dates are.
I would agree. I need to visually see it because I want to know, like, okay, what are the holidays? Is it a weekend? Is it a Thursday? You could get used to this, Scott. Like, I think if people start thinking this way, yes, but I think that's your major hurdle is you're like most users are used to seeing a calendar, so that's probably the way they would want to interact.
Yeah.
Now we've got an actual visible calendar, which I love because I'm a visual person.
I think hot date is a pretty hot date picker, honestly.
I think this needs to be added to existing calendar components.
Yeah. So not only do I have typo detection, but it's also QWERTY keyboard aware. So like sometimes when you're typing, certain letters are next to other letters on the QWERTY keyboard.
How did you do that?
It's a whole algorithm. First, there's Levenstein distance, which is like how far one word is from our dictionary of words. But then there's also an entire layout of all the keys on the keyboard and how close they are to each other. So it goes through both. It does Levenstein distance, and then it also does like how far is this word from a typoed version of the word.
CJ, it's crazy how similar ours ended up. I also did the Levenstein on mine. Yes, very interesting that we.
Wow, you guys both prompted the same algorithm. Unbelievable.
This is what I'm thinking is like, well, did AI make us arrive there? But I don't think so, because like this is what we want. Like we want to be able to just describe.
I asked it for everything, yes.
Yeah.
Like, this is how I want it to work and function.
My problem statement was like, date pickers are clunky, like they take too long. I just want, like, I think natural text is the interface that most people are used to these days.
Okay. Can you show me your editing workflow? So let's do February 18, 1988 until tomorrow.
February 18th, 1988 until tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay. Now change that to February 2020.
I would do it in the text box.
Okay. And then
that's really it.
So like if you want to like add a day or remove a day, then you're going and editing the text, right?
Yes. And I do
get some arrows in there.
Yeah, you could get, like, I do agree. I think if we combine some ideas, like maybe if I hold shift and click here, that actually works. Never mind. Yeah, so if you hold shift. But it doesn't work. Know. It doesn't work backwards. That's why I didn't say it. It doesn't work. You can't go backwards. You can only go forwards.
Yeah. I spent a lot of time on mine where it's like, what happens when you select two things, but then you want to select more forwards or back, and you want to add or remove.
Oh, well, if you just have natural language and not a giant calendar, then it's really super easy.
UI is not dead, Scott.
Well, I'll tell you.
You need the mix of natural language and UI.
Wes, can I add something anecdotally? When I was watching Bailey complete this challenge, she pulled out a calendar when she was using Scott's and CJ's because she needed a calendar for reference.
I told you!
To your point, she pulled out her iCal while she was completing it.
That was 2 weeks ago. Here's my calendar.
You know what's interesting is that when I talked to Courtney afterwards, she was shocked to know that none of them used AI in the way she was thinking that they sent
Regexes are
off
just AI.
to LLMs, right?
Like the natural language input obviously is what won it, right? And mine
Yes.
had that. Plus, it had a calendar. So I think I could have won it if I really just did that and had the AI detections, right? Like it probably would have been a second for every one if I just said, here's a button, click it, boom, next.
So in addition to building this sick site, we also use the Sentry Metrics platform to capture spans of all kinds of information, from input round ratings all the way to clicks, time, and all kinds of stuff. So if you want to have detailed metrics in your application, head on over to sentry.io/syntax. Sign up and get 2 months for free because this thing absolutely rips.
All right, who did the best job? Down in the comments. CJ stands, please do not apply. And let us know what we should be building in the next one. Peace.